Hey there, my name is Michael Ruhfus, and a couple of days ago I started learning Ruby on Rails, um, and I think it's a really fantastic thing. I've discovered this course called 1 Month Rails, and I'm about halfway through it. I'm up to the point where you can sort of get your app up and running, and I've decided to make this screencast because I think that a really good way of um, reinforcing what you've learned is to actually sort of go and teach someone else. So that's why I've created this. I'm going to create this screencast. And basically, what's involved in this screencast, I'm going to try and keep it to about 5 or 6 minutes, but this is going to be sort of a really quick overview of getting an app up and running for someone who's sort of done the foundation of Rails. And the point of it is basically to show that you can get an app up and running in Rails in about 3 or 4 minutes if you kind of know the basics. And you can learn the basics in a couple of days. So here goes. So I've got my terminal open and my Finder open. So this is just so you can sort of see how these two things interact and how they sort of they represent each other. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in my working directory to find out where I am. So I'm in Documents. Now I need to create a folder for my project. So I'm going to call this folder Rails projects. So the command is mkdir, and I call this Rails underscore projects, cd Rails projects this time, and now I'm here. Okay, now you would have seen when I did the make directory command that it showed up here. Now we want to actually create our app, so the command for that is Rails new, and then whatever we want to call this, we're going to call this om Rails, 1 Month Rails, om Rails, and then hit enter, and you'll see that a whole bunch of scripts are running. And if we open this up, you'll see here that OM Rails has appeared. So this is how you create your app. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is launch a server. So we're gonna pwd just to see where we are. We're in Rails project, so we need to make sure that we're in the right location. So we need to cd to OM Rails. And now that we're in OM Rails, we can launch our server. The command for that is Rails server, and hit enter, and a whole bunch of scripts will start to run, which is pretty exciting. And our app is essentially sort of running on our local server. Now you'll see here there's this HTTP ://0.0.0.3 if we go ahead and open up a browser and put in this directory, our app is here. So our app's up and running, but there's still a little bit more work to do. Okay, so now that our server is up and running, we're gonna modify the app a little bit. So first thing we want to do is open up a new terminal by pressing Apple T, and we're going to leave the server running in the background. Okay, so I can see here that I'm in OM Rails. So what we want to do now is add some static pages. So I'm just going to add this command, which is Rails generate controller static pages home and about. So this essentially means that we're going to add a couple of extra pages to our app. So I'm just going to go ahead and press enter. And if I open up the Finder and we go to app and static pages, we'll see that these two new pages have been created. Next thing that we're going to do is change the way that our website is routed, and we're going to do that by opening up the routes.rb text file. Now at the moment we can see down here that at the moment the root site, so if someone opens up our website to the root, it will direct to welcome hash index. Now we don't want to. Now at the moment it's actually automatically directed to public/index.html. Now we don't want to do that. We want to direct it to home. So the way that we do that, and you can see here that says you can have the root of your site rooted with root. Just remember to delete public/index.html. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to delete public.index. So if we go to the public folder and index and we move that to trash, we've deleted it. Now we just need to fix up this little bit of code here. Now we want to direct our root to home, which is going to be static pages and then home. So, and the other thing we want to do is we're just going to delete that out too. So if we save this and we open up our browser, and it should now, this is the root, it should just go to home, and it does, which is great. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is edit the these pages. So at the moment we've got state pages home, and we've got state pages about. There are two pages. Now there's not much here, so we want to change them. Now I'm going to be changing them with a bit of code that comes with the 1 month Rails course. So if you want this code, then you're going to have to sign up to 1 month Rails, and I can tell you that it's probably going to be the best $20 that you'll spend this year probably. So you need to go to app, views, static pages. So let's scroll up here, views, static pages, and it's here. Now we've got these about and home. These are the two pages. We're going to drag them into TextMate, which is the text editor that we're using. And I'm just going to grab this code from, where is it? I've got it somewhere. From here. So, home. So it's going to do that. And then some about. Save them. So now, if I go back to my browser, we'll see here that there's a bit of new code, and if I go to static pages / about, that's different as well. So pretty cool. Okay, next step is that we want to put in some menu items in our page. You'll see here that there's no sort of menu, so we can't really navigate through the app with any links. So what we're going to do is edit this file here. This is application.html.erb. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that in TextMate, and once again there's a bit of prepared text that comes with the 1 month Rails course, and you'll need to subscribe to get it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and drop it in, close these down, and if I go ahead and open my app and press refresh, you'll see that we've got the 1 month Rails, this is like a home button, and the one page, which is our about page. Okay, so this is the last part of the tutorial, and it's the part that I had the most trouble with. So what we're gonna do is put in some destinations for our nav menu. So you can see here that we've got the about button, but if we hit it, it's just going to number. Now the reason why that's happening is because if we go to applications.html.erb, if we go to our little nav bit of code, we can see that the about button is going to the destination hash. Now we need to change that by going to routes.rb file and typing in this little bit of code, we need to change it from the static pages directory to /about, and we do that by doing this. We write get about and then equals and the arrow, then static underscore pages, number sign, about. Now if I save that and open up our app and then go to about, it works. So that's great. Now the next step is to edit the link on the applications.html.erb file. So we do that, but okay, so what we want to do is change this hashtag to, we want to get rid of these those commas as well, so we want that to be about underscore path, and this one to be root underscore path, and hopefully this should work. And it's working. So there you go.